All right, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another round of coffee and questions. A little bit later in the day, so maybe water or your favorite beverage. What are we going to talk about? Let's talk about epoxies. Is there a difference between like Harbor Freight's epoxy, your hardware store, some of the things you get off Amazon and so forth? Well, yeah, there is, because let's start with the Harbor Freight epoxy. Let me show you a picture. Okay, now, it works okay, the Harbor Freight epoxy. It's not my favorite. It's kind of sticky, gummy. I just don't like the containers they come in, and I don't think it has the strength that you're really looking for when it comes to epoxies. So the next step up from there would be like from a hardware store. At the hardware store, you're gonna get something like these double barrel syringe kind of tubes, and they can work good. And sometimes this is good epoxy. Now this I just got down at the hardware store, and it works really well. I've used some of it, but they kind of get gummed up after a while. One side might harden, you might have some issues. So this isn't always my go-to. Now, my go-to are two distinctly different products. The first one is JB Weld, and this is called Clear Weld. And I'll leave you the links below on all this stuff. So this works better than Harbor Freight, yeah, and it works pretty good for a lot of things. But really you're not getting that much product for the price that you're paying, and I'll show you a better value in a minute. Now, JB Weld, even though this again is that double barrel syringe thing, this stuff works incredibly well, especially for welding projects where I can't get to something that I'm welding and I need the two to adhere together. I mean, this works good. So this is one of my go-tos right here. Now, outside of that, what I think is the best value all the way around is the epoxy from Stickfast. The labels are kind of shot on some of these, but I'll leave you the links below. Now, I like Stickfast, and I like the fact that they come in two different containers like this. You mix the equal parts of just what I need, and I go ahead and use them. And this is an incredibly strong epoxy. I also use their CA glue. This just happens to be a manufacturer I stick with because it's a high-quality product. It works incredibly well. So some of the questions off of the forum when I did this were, I get a lot of people that agree with what I'm saying with these three products. Of course, there's a lot of others out there. You can drop it in the comment below if you know something better or a better value. This is what I do as a DIY person and an intermittent user. Now, is this going to stand up to constant water and let's call it marine? No, this is not marine grade epoxy. This is a general use DIY kind of epoxy. And I'll try to remember to leave the link below, and I'll give you an idea on a marine grade epoxy, but no, this is just, like I said, the DIY approach. Long time, I've had these over a year. I'm still able to use them. They haven't gummed up or hardened on me at all, and they work great, like I said. One of the things I like about them are the twist lock tops. It prevents anything from getting in there, like the air and the elements or anything like that, and it keeps them nice and loose. I mean, they're not hardened at all, like I was having trouble with these double barrel syringes doing that. So which ones do I buy in particular? I buy the 5-minute set epoxies. A lot of times, even at the hardware store, you can get different set times. Now that's where it sets up and is real stiff. Cure time is usually going to be 12 hours or more. So you have to remember that. You can't expect it to be that rock hard epoxy in 5 minutes. But if you're mixing it on a plate, just mix small quantities and just keep mixing it and using it as you go. That way it doesn't harden on you and you don't waste product. Now, what kinds of materials do I use it on? Well, I've used it to glue or epoxy the heels of shoes or leather that's come apart on shoes. But I've used it on metal work. I've also used it to mix sawdust. You can drop aniline dye, or you can drop, if you go to Michael's, you can get pigmented colors and you can mix them in with the epoxy, or you can use trans tint. You can use, like I said, the sawdust. You can use a variety, crushed stone, crushed rock, whatever you want, and it dries clear. Because I always, for me, I buy the clear dry, the clear drying epoxy. I mean, some epoxies aren't. Some epoxies do yellow. This does not yellow. The Stickfast, it dries clear. I buy them, like I said, because of the cost savings. This right here is more than worth the price, and it outlasts these double barrel syringes, like I told you, all together, and it's handy just to keep on hand because it does keep. So I did get a question like on these double barrel ones, and even with these, if it ever happens to you, is if one of these chambers or one of these, the A or B, starts to stiffen up on you, does that mean that it's junk and you should throw it away? No. There are two things that you can try. You can use the defrost on a microwave, or somebody actually just used a regular microwave setting. I don't think I would do that. I would use the defrost, try it for a few seconds or whatever, and keep bumping it like that, and it will loosen it back up. The other thing is to set it in a pan, which is the method I've used in the past, is in real hot water. I just set it in there and I just leave it alone. And in a short period of time, it's loosened way back up, almost to a liquid again. So those are two little tips for you if you start running into problems with the epoxy and you want to know what's a quick fix rather than throwing it out. Okay, another question on the forum is, does it smell? Well, no, but I don't have smell-o-vision either to share that with you. And even if it does a little bit, it won't in a couple of days. I mean, especially after it cures, there's no smell to it. I mean, after the fact. I mean, I haven't really paid attention to while I'm using it. There's no smell that's obnoxious or whatever that I'm aware of, so no. Okay, so all the way around, I mean, I'm leaving you the links below. Go check into it yourself. I mean, read through the reviews. It comes in incredibly handy. This is, to me, the best value is to buy stick fast like this. It'll last you a long time. You're going to get more than your money's worth in these quantities right here than you will in the double barrel syringes. However, JB Weld, because I don't do like a whole bunch of things where I need to use the JB Weld, I still do buy the double barrel syringe ones, and I get those off of Amazon too. Incredible product, JB Weld. Right next to that, I'm going to stay with my stick fast. I mean, I've been using it for years, both CA, epoxy. That's my review on these. If you know of something better, drop it in the comment below. But some of the other epoxies I would stay away from. They are not all manufactured the same, and they are not all equal. I'm the Home Handyman. I hope you click subscribe. I hope you join me. Keep following me. Let me know what your thoughts are on any other products you've used, and I'll see you again soon, folks. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.